When you think of civil rights, who do you think of? I think of Martin Luther King Jr. and his iconic march in Washington in 1963. What people don't know about that march was Martin Luther King personally did not plan that event by himself. There was actually a main strategist called Bayard Rustin. Now, most people don't even know the fact that he put the whole event together in under just 8 weeks. Most of the time it's left out of textbooks. A lot of people don't talk about him, but he played an important role, not in just that small, or not small, but big event. He played a huge role in the civil rights movement, especially working with Martin Luther King Jr. Rustin was born in Pennsylvania in 1912. Early on in life, he took an adaptation for the deep belief of human equality and took the approach of nonviolence. He actually participated in the early freedom rides in the 1940s and started practicing Gandhi's philosophies, adapting that to his personal life and his civil rights. In 1956, Rustin traveled to Alabama to go mentor a young Martin Luther King Jr. And at the time, Martin Luther King Jr. was taking the approach of nonviolence for his protests and all his activism, but Rustin actually talked to Martin Luther King Jr. and put the idea that nonviolence should be used as a way of a lifestyle and philosophy, and he took his own beliefs and kind of mentored him to follow in those footsteps, which was, hey, you are protesting in a nonviolent way, all your protests are nonviolent, but that's just not where it should stop. It should also follow into your own lifestyle and your life outside. Rustin also helped King draft his speeches and give him advice on how to approach certain things, and he actually co-founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. In many ways, Rustin is the intellectual engine that was behind the nonviolent tactics that changed America into the way it is now. In 1963, Rustin had come faced with his biggest challenge yet, which was to organize an event which came to be known as the March on Washington. And this is where Martin Luther King Jr. had his speech, his famous speech of "I Have a Dream." Rustin put together everything from transportation, sound system, security, anything that you can think of to have that event put on, he had to coordinate. And the issue at the time, he was facing pushback, but not from the people that you think at the time. He was actually facing issues within the civil rights movement itself. See, Rustin was an openly gay guy at the time, and there was a lot of mixed reactions about that, especially within the civil rights movement. So Bayard Rustin once said, "In every community, we need a group of angelic troublemakers." He set the blueprint for all of the nonviolence protests, and people don't even know. And I feel like that's something that should not be forgotten. It should be taught more in school. It should just be a more common fact. I mean, he knew all about the labor rights, the freedom rights. He knew about everything, and that's what he fought for and he pushed for. Even if that meant, okay, I set this up and it's gonna be such a big moment. Even if I don't get the credit for it or people don't know it's me, I'm okay with that as long as that moves forward and that does something for the civil rights movement. And I feel like that says a lot about him as a person, and that is just something that we should not forget about and a lot more people should know. Thank you.